Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the NBA coverage. We are on the cusp. The season is officially ended. The play-in tournament is starting Tuesday. This will air I believe Thursday. So the play-ins actually I might try to air this earlier then because the play-in's about to start. But again, play-in starting Tuesday. This we're recording on a Monday. This starts tomorrow, Tuesday, April 15th. And so what we're going to do is, like usual, we are going to go over statistical leaders first. Then we'll go over, I'll just kind of run down the playoff picture, and then we're going to really dissect just the play-in matchup. So statistical leaders to end the season and points per game, our points per game leader is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at 32.7. Our rebound champ is Sabonis at 13.9 for the Sacramento Kings. Our assist leader is Trae Young at 11.6 for Atlanta Hawks. Our steals leader is Daniels at 3 steals per game for the Atlanta Hawks. Our block leader is Kessler for the Utah Jazz at 2.4. Field goal percentage is 70.6, Jared Allen for the Cleveland Cavaliers. 3-point percentage, Seth Curry of the Hornets at 45.6. Free throw percentage, Steph Curry for the Warriors at 93.3%. Minutes per game, Josh Hart for the New York Knicks at 37.6. Turnovers, Trae Young, 4.7 for the Atlanta Hawks. Real quick, just the general playoff picture. For the East, the Cavs have the number one spot. Boston Celtics have number two spot. Knicks are 3. They play Pistons first round. Pacers are 4. They play Bucks first round. And in the play-in tournament, which we'll go over in detail, is the Orlando Magic versus the Atlanta Hawks, 7, 8 seed. 9 seeds Bulls versus Miami Heat, the 10th seed. In the West, OKC's clinched the first spot. Hornets clinched the second spot. Lakers have the third spot in first round. They're going against Timberwolves, number 6. Denver has the fourth spot. They're going against the Clippers. Did I say Clippers? I don't know if I misspoke. Lakers versus Timberwolves, 3 and 6. Denver's 4, Clippers 5. They'll play in the first round. Play in is Warriors versus Grizzlies, Sacramento versus Dallas. The winner and so the way it works is who the winner of 7 and 8 will be the 7th seed, and they will play the Houston Rockets. The winner of Sacramento and Dallas will play the loser of Warriors Grizzlies. So if you're a 9 or 10th seed, you have to win twice. If you're the Warriors, if you're the 7th or 8th seed, you have to win once to get in, or you have to win one of two to get the 8th seed. So with that being said, we're going to go over the matchup between, let's do Orlando Magic and the Atlanta Hawks first for that play-in game. And again, for that one, whoever wins this automatically gets that 7th seed. The loser has to play the winner of Chicago and Miami.
I'm gonna go with Magic.
You're going Magic. Magic is a 5.5-point favorite. What are you seeing for Magic matchup wise that makes you lean towards the Magic?
Bro, I really think what I'm looking at is just their team. Like, hold on, let's bring this up real quick. Compare the rosters and everything, right?
Okay.
Um,
Because Paulo has been absolutely balling 25.9 points per game, 7.5 rebounds, 4.8 assists.
so look at this. You got Paulo, beast right now.
Yeah.
You got Jalen Suggs, contributor. Um, who else you got? You got the Wagner twins and everything.
Wagner. Yeah.
Wagner twins, good. Um, Go Bits. I don't even know how to say his name. He's on the come up, bro. He's a sneaky player. After that, you got Cole Anthony. Um,
Mm-hmm.
who else do you got? Did I say Jalen Suggs and everything? Yeah, you got
Yeah.
Jalen Suggs. You got a vet on there, Contavious Caldwell Pope. He has a ring, doesn't he, with the Lakers?
Yeah.
You got a ring. You got the vet right there, bro. You got Jonathan Isaac and everything. Well known, like pretty decent forward and everything. Can play like the 3 or 4 spot and everything. So I'm going with that. But let's look at Atlanta and just compare. Where is their roster? Where's their roster?
Something of important notice is that Orlando also is number 2 in defensive rating. And so, defense in the playoffs goes a long way.
This is what I'm looking at right now. So if you look at their roster, they got some good players. Not trying to like throw no shade on them, but if you're looking at scores and everything, you got Trey Young, Karis LeVert, Trey Mans, and Garrison Matthews, which is a 3-point shooter.
Yeah,
Other than that, bro, I don't know if they need a bucket or whatever. They gonna look at Trey. They're gonna look for Trey to get a bucket and everything. I will
yeah.
say this one thing. That Dyson McDaniels dude, he may be a game
Hey,
changer. His defense is
yep.
on
The
point and
steals
everything.
leader. Yep,
Yeah,
steals leader for the league.
yeah. And then they're I don't even know how to pronounce this guy's name and everything. Their top pick this year. He's somehow came alive at the end of the year and everything. But I still got the magic and everything, man. I think they just got too many weapons like on their starting five, and then their bench is not bad. They can go, they can utilize their bench, I think, a little bit better than Atlanta can, in my opinion.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Okay, awesome. Let's try to we'll try to blaze through these. So now the next one is Memphis Grizzlies Warriors. Warriors are 7.5 point favorite. What are you thinking there?
I would love to see Memphis do it, but I mean, dude, when it's playoff time and everything, Steph is different. You got Jimmy on the team now. I mean,
Yep.
this is a whole new season, bro. Like, if you really think about it.
Yeah, yeah. Notable offensive defensive ratings. The Memphis Grizzlies are ninth or sixth offensive rating, ninth defensive rating. Warriors are 15th offensive, defensive, they're seventh. Now,
Yeah.
granted, that doesn't take into account because, like we said, this is a completely new Warriors team. I wonder how their ratings would be if they had the roster they had now at the beginning of the season. Because remember, they were a bottom five team in the West before Jimmy got there, and they went on to win 13 of 15 there, and they've been winning. So those ratings are definitely not conclusive or not representing the totality of their team because they haven't had that team the entire season. But yeah,
Yeah.
but who are you leaning on that? Are you leaning
I'm leaning
Warriors?
towards Warriors. I'm leaning towards Warriors.
And I think just having that experience, like, yes, Jimmy doesn't have a ring, but he went to the finals. And he went to the finals and probably the hardest finals to go to, which was in the bubble. So you have that finals experience. Obviously, Draymond Green, Steph Curry, you got Steve Kerr, which is one of the greatest coaches of all time. So you have all of that experience on your side.
I think too, it's going to be interesting to obviously see Jimmy in a playoff setting where he's not the number one guy. Because
Yeah,
Steph's going to be the number one guy. What's Jimmy? Do you think he's like the number two or three? I don't know who's the number two. That's why I think he's the number two, or he might be the number three.
actually, I can actually look that up real quick based on his usage. Um, let's see. His his use he's 20% is his usage. Let me go to the full roster. Oh shit. So Kaminga is their number two. Kaminga is the number two, and Buddy Hield and Butler's usage are almost the same. Butler's 20.8%, Buddy Hield's 20.6%, Kaminga's 27%, Steph Curry's 30%. So based off of usage, Jimmy Butler is the third option offensively. I think that works in Jimmy Butler's favor because he doesn't have to carry the load like he had to do with Miami. So he can just get in where he fits in. He get in where he fits in, and that frees him up to play a little more free defensively as well.
Mhm.
Um, he's averaging, oh snap, where is it at?
Well, probably like 15.
He's averaging 17.9 points per game, and that's the third option. That's pretty solid.
Hmm.
Okay, so we're leaning Warriors. On to the East. The East, these games are slated for Wednesday, April 16th. We got Miami Heat, Chicago Bulls. Bulls are a 1.5 point favorite. What are we thinking there?
I'm going with Bulls, bro.
Bulls. Notable offensive defensive rating. The Miami's 21st offensive, defensive, they're 11th. Bulls are 20th offensive, so they're pretty well even stacked offensively. Defensively, the Bulls are 18th. But you said you're going Bulls, leaning
Yeah,
Bulls a little bit.
Bulls. Yeah.
Who do you think has a better roster? You think Bulls? Do you think it's a? This was tricky. I think I actually might lean Miami a little bit, just because I think they have. I think from top to bottom, I think their team has a little bit more. I think they flow better together from top to bottom for Miami. I do think it'll be close, but I think I'm leaning a little bit Miami
I'm looking at their roster right now.
because obviously their number one is Tyler Hero. His usage is 28%. Bam Adebayo is 23.8. Wiggins is 23.7. Robinson is 19%. Rozier is 20.5%.
Damn, bro. I might.
And they got
Thing about this
Jokic.
though, dude, the thing that's killing me about this, I might have to agree with you because Lonzo's still hurt, low key. Like he's not.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like if Lonzo was playing, I still think I would lean towards them and everything because the dude just makes the team better, just all in general, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
Um, damn, bro. I might have to switch it up and go with the Heat just because of that. Um, hold on. Nothing really stuck out to me on that one. Hold on. Let me go to this.
Bulls, they have the second fastest pace in the NBA, and they're third in 3-point field goals, third in rebounds. Bulls do have some advantages, but like we know in the playoffs, it's all about matchups, or I guess playing in playoffs, however you want to look at it.
Yeah, bro, that's a tough one. I think I might have to lean more towards the Heat, dude.
All right, so we're leaning, but yeah, it is close. Vegas is expecting to be close. It's only a 1.5 towards the Bulls. All right, last one: Dallas Mavericks, Sacramento Kings. Sacramento Kings are a 4.5 point favorite there. Some notable offensive defensive ratings. The Mavs are 17th offensive. They're tied 20th defensive. The Sacramento Kings are 7th offensive. They're tied 22nd defensive rating. And
Hmm.
obviously, Kyrie Irving is out for the season with that ACL tear. But I do think if because obviously Anthony Davis, his first game back had like 34 points. Besides that Lakers game, he didn't play too well, but he's been playing really well. I think if Anthony Davis, just for this game specifically, I think I'm leaning Dallas because I think this Anthony Davis Mavs team is better than one the record shows, to be honest. And obviously, the defensive offensive rating, it's a rating system, so it's not 100% like pure. But I do think Anthony Davis is going to be a problem for the Kings, assuming he plays the entire game. And obviously, he's been kind of in and out. So, like, the statistics of the Dallas Mavericks don't necessarily show that because Anthony Davis, they're a better team with him out there, especially with Kyrie being out. So I think that's going to be a problem for Sacramento because Sabonis. I mean, I guess Sabonis has to guard AD. How is that going to work? Let's look at their usage. See, Anthony Davis, his usage is 31%. So he's obviously their number one. Kyrie was 27 before he got hurt. So Anthony Davis usage might go up to close to 35, 40%, which again
Hmm.
is I kind of worry about that because of his like small some of it like his injury proneness having such a heavy usage or doing so much such a heavy load because not only are you expecting him to be your number one guy having his usage at 35 to 40%, but then you also expect him to be a which he is a phenomenal rim protector. Having asking him to do so much is what leads to these injuries for him, but we'll see. I think for Dallas their X factor is Klay Thompson, my personal opinion. Klay Thompson shows up and we get a I don't want to say vintage Clay because he's not the same Clay Thompson from the Warriors, but if he shows up and just shoots efficiently and he is an underrated defender, I think if Clay Thompson shows up as the number 2 option to Anthony Davis, I think Dallas gets the dub.
I agree.
And that's all. So we're just going over the play-in tournament, and we'll keep you guys updated. I'm excited. Playoff time. I've been waiting for this for a long time, and I'm excited to see who gets this dub for the NBA championship. And I'll do this, Calvin. Whoever wins the NBA championship, I will get us a jersey from that team for whoever player you want.
Damn, you're a real motherfucker.
Hey man, got to do it for my peoples.
I appreciate that.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, NBA coverage. We'll catch you guys next time.
I ain't gonna chase my